You're listening to Spreaker Web Radio.
Off the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah. It's off the cuff, 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 yeah. It's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, yeah.
This is God ordained. Get in position, cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention in this God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving this fullness. Ooh, that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause Hosanna's great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Welcome back to Off the Cuff at OTC University.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me welcome all of our new listeners to the show and thank those of you who've been listening every week like I always do. And for those of you that are actually new, I'm Bobby, and I got my crew in the house with me. Go ahead and holler at the peeps. Eric.
What's up, y'all?
Lil Chad.
Tell them how it is.
Yes. So we want to go ahead and give a shout out concerning last week's show because we had a testimony of a lady decided to tell that brother to kick rocks. She got her bags and got her grip and said, I'm out.
I know that's right.
Yeah. And we just want to say something to her that it's not easy to do it because if it was easy, everybody would be doing it.
That's right.
But I want to remind her that God's help is on the way.
That's right.
Okay.
So if she just hold on and be faithful, she'll be all right.
Yeah,
we want to also say what's up to the rest of the OTC family. Thanks for the love y'all been giving us on the website, on the blog. We appreciate it. Now, last week's show was really, really off the cuff, and we got some real laughs in last week. We kind of cut up a little bit last week. But tonight, we're going to go hard in the paint, as they say. We're going to talk about that crab in the bucket mentality.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. The crab in the bucket mentality. And then later on, we're going to get into that ant mentality, too. So we'll bring both of them together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah. So since you're ready, Chad, go ahead and hit him with that crab in the bucket mentality. What's that about?
Well, that crab in the bucket mentality, it's really a crab in the bucket syndrome.
There you go.
That's what it is. It describes, a way of thinking, which I guess is best described as, if I can't have it, then neither can you.
Yeah.
And for most of us out there, you understand that the metaphor refers to, like a pot of crabs or a bushel of crabs.
Yeah.
Singly, individually, the crabs, they can kind of get out of that, that bushel or that pot by themselves.
Yeah.
However, whenever you put them in with a whole bunch of crabs,
yes, sir.
The rest of them trying to get out too. So what they gonna do? They gonna hold you down.
They're
pulling them down.
Yeah.
And that's essentially what that crab in the mentality is.
Yeah.
And it's a human behavior that is of the group that will it just attempts to pull you down.
That's right. It'll pull you down.
It'll pull you down every time. And it's out of jealousy or envy. You know what I'm saying?
You're getting out quicker.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is too.
Yeah,
that's what it is. And you're right, man. I think that's a good example because you ever play King of the Hill? Like when you get on top of the hill, people try to pull you down while you're trying to get to the top of the hill. I played it when I was a little boy, and we kick folks and throw rocks at them, and that's how black folks do.
Throw them boulders.
They decide that while you trying to rise, they got to pull you down, and they use certain things to try to pull you down.
Right.
Because I remember even me when I was in the military, right? One of the things about the military was it was built on a crab in the bucket mentality. Because if you got promoted, it was about how do I pull you back from getting promoted?
Yeah.
Wow. How do I talk bad about you for getting promoted? Because every year you had to get rated every year. So then people would say things like, oh yeah, he probably doing so-and-so with her to get that 5.
Right.
Or he probably doing so-and-so with this dude to do that. You see how he browned those? And all I was doing was my job.
Just haters.
Right? And that's what it is, just haters. And all they wanted to do was pull you down every time. So every time you get promoted, you always get the haters that come out. Like, oh yeah, he probably doing so-and-so.
Right.
He probably lied or he probably sleeping with so-and-so to do that. It was always true.
Yeah, I remember one time I was on the, I'm driving on the Parkway, right? BW Parkway.
Yeah.
It's 90 degrees outside, okay?
Ooh.
I had on a 3-piece suit.
3-piece suit.
Polyester?
Polyester with stripes.
It was not all polyester. It was 65% polyester.
Okay.
35% rayon.
There you go.
Some other
Ooh,
stuff.
you was hot. You had some gold-plated chains on the inside, looking like Lenny, Sweet Lenny. Anything you want for a penny, just holler at Sweet Lenny.
See what I mean about the crab mentality? Chad
yeah.
He hates. So I'm on my car breaks down on the parkway. I'm coming back from this interview.
Yeah.
And it's 90 degrees outside. Like I said, I got this 3-piece suit on.
Yeah.
You know, ain't too many trees on BW Parkway.
Sure
Right,
ain't.
right.
So I'm out there roasting because the humidity up in DC is
Yeah,
like
that
that.
polyester
okay?
don't breathe.
Polyester don't breathe.
So I'm out here roasting, right? Nobody will stop. I'm watching all these brothers
Yeah.
rolling by in the car. Gone. Look, and the thing about it was looking at me as they drove past.
Right.
Hey, what color was your suit, man? I'm just
My
curious.
suit was blue.
You had on a blue polyester
blue.
suit, shiny blue,
3-piece.
three-piece.
Right.
Oh, God.
And they sitting there, they driving by and they just looking at me. Just one after the other. Even some brothers drove by in a tow truck.
Wow.
Just looking at me. I'm out there sweating. I'm trying to flag people down, looking for some help. They driving in their 22s, you know,
Wow.
just flying by.
Rolling.
You know, I'm out there in a masseuse, so it ain't like I'm thugged out or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that, you know.
exactly.
And I'm a light-skinned brother, so, you know.
You
probably-
always accepted.
And
Right.
you know they saw you in that, you know they saw you in that blue suit, that shiny blue polyester,
So,
looking like you just got home from the war in the 70s.
You stupid.
Walking it like he in Love Jones or something, pimping.
You stupid.
I wasn't feeling no love out there.
Something got in me when I was over there, man.
You watch this much TV, Chad. So, all of a sudden, this white lady rose up to help me
Yes.
with her 2 small kids. Rose up to help me out when no brothers
Yeah.
would stop and help me out. And I was looking at her like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I mean, if I was in her position, I wouldn't have stopped and did that.
Yeah.
Not, you know, you white, you got your 2 kids with you,
Yeah.
you stopping over to help a black man.
Did you ever think Miss Daisy was just looking for a driver?
I don't know what
And
she
you
was
fit the
looking
bill?
for. But it was her gesture.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, are you
Yeah,
serious?
for real.
And you know, and she was like, I wish I could help you, but I don't have, you know, what you need or anything. You know, I tried to use her little jack to get the nut off my tire.
Right.
It wouldn't work, you know, but I thanked her and she was
Yeah.
like, I'm so sorry. I felt compassion.
Yeah.
After she left, then a white man drives by.
Wow.
He tries to get my tire off. I break his tool trying to get it off. I feel bad.
Right.
Because I broke his tool trying to get it off.
Man,
And I'm tripping because I'm like, oh, these brothers passing me.
Right,
You know?
right.
And to me, it's like,
Was you
oh,
upset when she left because you couldn't get your nut off?
shut up.
I'm tired.
You real
I'm tired. I'm
stupid.
tired.
You real stupid.
I'm tired.
I was upset because I did want it off.
Right.
The nut on the tire, I wanted it off.
Yeah, I wanted it
Thank
off.
you, Chad.
Thank you, Chad, for that.
All right? And so I was
Tired,
upset.
everybody. Just the tie. That's what I was talking about. The tie.
So I was upset about it, man. And it's like even now, if I see somebody stranded,
Right.
You know, if I feel I need to stop and help them, you know, I'm gonna stop and help them. Just because of the way I feel like I was treated. It's almost like I'm good. I got my ride.
Yes.
I'm in my car.
That's
I'm in
what
my
they do.
hair.
Yeah.
You know, you need to find some help from someplace else.
Yeah, yeah,
And I think
yeah.
that's, to me, that's that type of crab mentality.
Yeah.
You always
Yeah,
down and
For
help
real.
somebody,
For
man.
real. For real.
You know, good. Well, I had a
You
nice
took that.
suit
You
on.
took that kind of personal.
Yeah, I'm still taking
I
it
know
personal.
you look like you hurt by it. I'm just, I see the pain in your face. Like you mad at the brothers.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I'm not over it.
I remember coming up, man, and having to, you know, being involved in, you know, some gangs and stuff like that, man.
Right,
you know,
right.
That was a hard time in life for me. And it was a struggle just to try to get, you know, away from that whole scene.
Sure.
You know, and you know, because you got certain loyalty, because that becomes your family when you're out there.
Right.
You know, so it's like you want to leave, but you don't really want to leave.
Right.
You know, because
Right.
your mind is conditioned a certain way or something like that. But once you make up your mind to go, it's not that easy.
No, it's not.
You know, once you in it, you in it.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
You know,
right.
and really the only way out of it is death or jail.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know, and when you start walking out, you know, you're going to have many cats trying to, like, you know, hold you back, pull you
Right.
back or whatever. You literally got to sneak out, and you better relocate to another state.
Right.
Right.
Straight up, which
Wow.
is exactly what I did.
Wow. That's right. So it's almost like they don't want you to, you know, they don't want you to leave.
They don't want you to leave because number one, you know, depending on what you're doing, you know, you provide some source of income to that game.
Wow.
You know, by some means or another.
Right. Wow.
You know, and you know a lot of the inner workings of that particular, you know, organization or whatever, and it's family. You know, and it's just like, you know, with any family or whatever, you know, if you got a loved one, they getting ready to go off to war or something like that, that's your loved one. You don't want them to go.
Right.
So you might think you know what's best for them.
Right.
You know, with them going over there, but you don't really know what's best for them. But so you trying to hold them.
Exactly.
So on one end, you trying to protect them. On the other end, you angry that they're trying to leave. So I'm not letting you go anywhere.
Right.
You know, and that to me, that was that crab mentality. Just
Well, that's what that whole game thing is birthed in. You know, that crab mentality, because they won't let you out.
Right.
Even if you got an education, money, and a way out, they will do what they can to keep you in. And there are people that do that, but they say that there's a rumor out there, and it's about the Willie Lynch scenario.
Yeah, let's
and
talk
they
about
say
that.
Willie Lynch has some kind of mentality or a mindset that he passed on to black folks.
Yeah, he did.
You know,
Yeah,
so
he
hit
did.
us up with that.
It's like this. Willie Lynch, he delivered a speech on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia, right around the corner,
Right.
in 1712.
Commonwealth.
Lynch was a British slave owner in the West Indies, and he was invited to the colony of Virginia to teach his methods to slave owners there. That's where we get the term lynching from. It's derived from his last name.
Strange.
Now, he came to them and he gave a speech, and he simply told them, he says, listen, I have, what was happening, let me explain what was happening. What was happening is they were hanging a lot of the slaves.
Oh, yeah.
You know, trying to escape, trying to do different things.
Right.
So when they're hanging them, they're killing them off. Of course,
You losing your income.
You losing your income.
Yeah.
You know, so they trying to reach out and find out what can we do to stop them from doing this. So Willie Lynch comes and says, I have a foolproof method for controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you that if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years.
Wow.
He says, my method is simple. Any member of your family or your overseer can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and I make them bigger. I magnify them, you know? So what he was doing was he would come in, he would show the difference between the old slave and the young slave, and show their differences. So that now they're at odds with one another. He would show the difference between the light-skinned slave and the dark-skinned slave. Because you know most of the lighter ones, they was up in the kitchen. The house.
Them
slaves.
house Negroes.
Right. You know, and the ones in the field. So when the ones in the field try to escape, you know, the house nigga would be like, where you going? We got it good. You need to get on back here, man.
I like how you got that accent.
Be sick, boss.
Be sick, boss.
You know, he would pit the female against the male. And the male against the female. He would pit them against their intellect. Who was smarter than the next one. He would talk about the size of them, whether you was fat, whether you was skinny, how tall you are. He pointed out every differences among the slaves. He even talked about the size of your plantation. If your plantation was bigger than this plantation, that was even the difference. He pointed out so many different among the slaves, and what it did was it kept them at odds with one another. And the whole thing was, the point was that they would trust the master. He wanted them to trust the master, but not trust each other. And that's how he essentially controlled them. And he says, if used intensely for 1 year, the slaves themselves will remain perpetually, hold on, I can't see that word, perpetually distrustful toward one another.
Wow, man, that's well. So what we're really saying is that mentality that Lynch was talking about here has actually melted into the black community in this crab in the bucket mentality.
It seems like I'm reading this, and it seems like we're the only race of people that actually
do this
here. I don't see nobody else doing this.
Everybody else, I mean, you'll find whether it's the Asians or Hispanics, they'll live together. It might be 10, 15, and you know, some people make fun of them or something, but they'll live, you know.
They do it.
They create communities, you know, they go into businesses together and they work together to help bring each other up.
Right.
It's not about, okay, well, if I got the big house and the picket fence and they live near quote unquote American dream,
right,
you know, that ain't nothing if your brother is out here struggling or is homeless.
Right, right.
And I think what it is that since we are blacks and we were slaves, the Mexicans and the Asians and so on and so forth, they weren't slaves.
Right.
So they weren't given that mentality.
Right.
The sad reality is that in most cases we're more educated today, but we still have the crab in the bucket slave mentality in how we deal with each other.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I can't imagine how it is that we finally got the head brother in charge.
Come on.
Right.
Finally got Obama in charge. Right?
That's
and now what you see is because of this whole same-sex marriage thing that came up.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So now people, we got to teach this boy a lesson. It's black folks that say they're not going to vote for the first black president.
Which is crazy to me.
Where does that mentality come from? You know what I mean? Think about all the things he's done for us, black folks.
Yeah,
right.
So you know, let's highlight some of those things that he's done for black folks. You know what I mean? Because when you start thinking about all the stuff he's done, you know, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it is a big deal. And a lot of people don't understand all the things he's done. I mean, I think one time before I mentioned, you know, in his first 150 days in office, he had passed over 250 bills, you know, into law. But if you look at his career from 2005 up to now, is actually closer to 700 bills that he's either sponsored or co-sponsored, you know, into law to this point. One of which would have been big for me, especially when I was doing gangs or whatever. But even now, because you know there's still profiling going on with some officers and things of that nature. You know, but he passed that quote unquote driving while black bill or whatever, which most people don't even understand. He also passed that Children's Health Insurance Reauthorization Act back in 2009 and the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act in 2009. Let's not forget the healthcare bill. That he passed. That many presidents have come through prior to him trying to get through, but the bill got passed. Even when it had to come back, all that bipartisan, crap down on Capitol Hill. And I think a lot of that didn't have nothing to do with the bill itself. It just had to do with most people not wanting to see this man, this president, get credit. For the types of bills that were passed.
See, it should have been president while black, not profile and driving while black.
Exactly.
Because president while black is a problem.
It is a problem.
It seems to be like black folks ought to be on his side.
You would think so.
But see, we go back to that slave mentality, that lynch mentality, and that crab in the bucket mentality. We got to teach him a lesson. We got to pull him down. You see people like Cornel West out there and Tavis Smiley talking trash about the black agenda.
Well,
I always
you can't have a black agenda if you're in the president. You know what I'm saying? You can try and implement some things. But you can't just be pro-black.
Well, how you gonna be pro-black and you're the president of the United States of America?
Come on.
You're not president of the black folks. You president of the United States of America. So then, when he cares about health care, that helps black folks.
Right.
When Social Security is approved and people still getting checks, that helps black folks. When food stamps can be getting extended and unemployment can be extended, that helps what? Black folks. So it sounds to me like that's a black agenda.
That's right.
But because he didn't say black food stamps, and black welfare, and black Social Security, that's not a black agenda.
Black hate crime bill.
Come on, a black hate crime bill. Something to stop black on black crime. You
all right, Bobby?
I'm a little wired up, man. Because it don't make no sense to me. It don't make no sense to me.
Crazy.
It's just like, why is it that we sit around and decide, okay, we're going to tear this man down?
Right. And they get mad because he, is for same-sex marriage. They get upset about that and angry about that. But the thing about it is that he's a Democrat.
Yes.
Right.
Democrats are
Which
liberals.
means liberal.
Yes.
Exactly.
So
go ahead.
We knew he believed in that. When you voted for him, if you was paying attention,
he never really denounced it from the first place.
Right. And he wasn't going to denounce it because he's a Democrat. That's what they stand for.
Man,
and if you pay attention to both of the parties, Republican and Democrat, so you'll know when you vote, you'll understand who believes what. You don't just vote for him just because, he's a black president.
Right.
No, look at the views of of his belief of that the party believes in. So you got to take account of that. So don't get mad because he said what he said and he got his $40 million the next day.
Right.
And some people need to understand too that the presidency is an institution.
Oh,
right.
yeah,
It's much bigger than one man.
Oh,
yes. You understand what I'm saying? He can't do anything, without it going through the House, without it going through Congress, and them passing or whatever.
Yeah.
And, people can get mad and say, oh, well, some lobbyists bought him off or whatever the case. It's politics. It's been politics for hundreds of years at this point. You know what I'm saying? At some point, he can walk the line as tight as he can, but at some point, he going to have to say, all right. You know what I'm saying? And concede to certain things for the greater good.
Exactly.
And once people understand it, okay, he had to concede for the greater good. He may not have been 100% for this same-sex marriage, but I'm sure he had some people in his back pocket.
Yeah.
That was like, hey, if you allow this, because let's be real. The gay population in America is out of control. It's huge.
It's huge.
Money.
It's huge. You know what I'm saying? That's a huge voting. It's a huge voting population and a voting population with depth.
Well, the president was just out at like some function for raising money, and Ellen DeGeneres was there, and it was $40,000 to get in.
Yeah,
$40,000 more for a picture, and it was nothing but lesbian and gay folks there. So the president know exactly what he doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because look.
Because some of you straight folks wouldn't have been paying 40 G's. I know I wouldn't have been paying 40 G's. Shoot. That's a new car. Student loan, what I owe Uncle Sam.
Exactly. Child support.
And I really down in my heart, really don't even believe that he really believes
I don't
support it.
And you saw his face when he announced it. Exactly. He was looking like
and that's why he brought up this whole evolution.
Right.
And he brought up his kids. And he brought up, his wife and his friends and how he's talking. So he really was trying to explain, y'all understand why I got to do this.
Right. That's what it looks like.
Because I do some stuff that I do for my family that I wouldn't do for me.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta eat.
I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? Because I deal with the man Monday through Friday. And I tell you, by Wednesday, I want to tell the man, look at here.
Yeah.
You can kick rocks, bro.
That's right.
But what I do, I suck it up. Why? Because I got a family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we got to give a man a fair shake. You know what I mean? We got to give him a fair shake.
Give him his props.
Yeah.
No matter what, give that man his props or whatever. And then when you look at the president or whoever's going to be elected to the presidency, you know what I'm saying? You also better consider that first lady and the kind of work she going to put in. Because, Michelle Obama been putting in mad work.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? She's been putting in mad work and people don't understand what she's doing. Even if you just look at the one thing, her fitness initiative, going around the country trying to help out all these little fat kids.
So when's the last president's wife had any kind of initiative other than reading books with kids in the inner city?
Right.
Never.
None.
No,
not like Michelle though. Michelle doing it.
Doing work. I mean, planting gardens in the White House. And kids coming out there digging with their hands.
Right.
Not talking about black kids. Not talking about white kids. I'm talking about Asian kids, Chinese kids.
Standing on the lawn with all them kids doing the Dougie.
Exactly. Dougie. Right. Exactly. So there's no need for us to have a crab in the bucket mentality when it comes to President Obama. We may not agree with everything that he does.
Right.
But sometimes the man getting out the bucket can come back and help you.
Right.
Feel me? Mm-hmm. You can't always think that he coming out the bucket,
That's right.
Trying to hurt us.
And they got to understand that all the public is going to see is what's put out there.
Yes.
He doesn't really have a lot of PR going out there that's positive from his camp.
Right.
So all you really see is the negative PR, the negative side of things. So that's all everybody's focusing on.
Sure, exactly.
But what you want to do, don't pay attention to that. Find out for yourself. Go to www.whitehouse.gov and find out the bills that this man pays.
Right.
Figure it out.
See what he's doing out there or whatever, and make a decision
based on that.
Educated decision. But understand, and when you vote for the lesser of two evils. Don't just sit there and say, "Oh, we're gonna put this multi-millionaire white dude in here." And I know the gay people ain't gonna vote for him because when he was young, coming all the way up, he got a track record of beating down gay people.
He bullied that joker in, busted him in the head.
He got issues anyway. Y'all better check yourself.
Check it out. It's not an any, mini, miny, mo type of thing.
Right.
And remember, America is Obama's family.
That's right.
America it's not a black America.
Right.
Not a white America. It's America.
It's America.
So look at what he's doing for America as a whole.
That's right.
Not just your individual Christian group or your individual black group or your individual whatever group. Look at America as a whole. Because it doesn't just stop with Obama.
That's right.
You know, because Obama, people trying to pull him down, but then corporate America has this crab in the bucket mentality too.
What?
And there's a lot of stuff out there, like, you know, when you new to the job and you walk in and you see a brother.
Right.
And this brother might be high-ranking brother.
Right. Come on.
I mean, you want to believe that he is there to help you.
Right.
But because you might dress a little more swag than him, automatically he not helping you.
He became a hater on sight.
Yeah, because you try to take his job.
Right.
You know, then they tell you things like, you don't have to wear no tie.
Oh, yeah, I got told that.
Yeah, you don't have to wear no tie.
I got told that. I joined the government. Praise Jesus. I joined the government. Came in as a GS4. You know, I had my tie and my shirt on. I was a clerk sitting at the desk with my tie on. And so the older black gentleman told me, "Man, you don't have to wear that. You don't have to wear no. You don't have to wear no shirt and tie to work like that."
Did you wear that blue polyester suit?
I didn't have it then.
Oh, you ain't have it then? Oh, okay.
My government job paid for that.
Oh, you have a job?
Stupid. So they told me you don't have to wear a shirt and tie at the job. And so I heard it. But I had been already told by somebody else before I got to the job that when you go in, do it. Put that shirt and tie on. I don't care what grade you are. I don't care if you deliver mail. I don't care if you got to climb on the floor and do something. Put your shirt and tie on. Because it says something about you. You know, it says that I love my job and I'm presenting myself. My job. It says that I have a vision. I'm not just gonna stay stuck right here. And I think that's what they saw. They was like, man, he gonna come in here and move up and try to take my job. So I kept my shirt and my tie on.
That's right. They wouldn't have thought that if you wore that blue polyester suit.
No,
I promise you that.
So I kept my shirt and tie on, and I moved up from that 4 all the way up to the 12. And it seemed like every time I made a step up.
I see, he done told you what he making already.
Yeah, but you don't know what step I am. Every time I moved up a grade, it was somebody hating. And this is the killer thing. I can move up to a GS6. A GS8 would hate on me because I got my 6 faster than they got it. Is that stupid or what?
Yeah, that's stupid.
So they would hate on me. I'm like, you make more money than I do.
Yes.
I'm like, what is that about?
Exactly.
And it
about you look like Donnie Simpson. What you mean what is that about? You said if you come in a little more swag, look a little better.
Look a little better.
There's gonna be some problems.
See, they saw you coming.
They
saw you coming, man. They was like, oh, wait a minute. You know, he's afraid because you got the 6 so fast. Oh, he might be trying to take my 8. But you can't take his 8.
You can't take his 8.
You know what I mean?
You
that don't make no
8,
sense.
I mean, you fighting a competition. You know, walking in the door, you fighting competition. And it's not just so much from a corporate perspective that you fighting the competition with those other individuals. I mean, just from the angle that you talking about, you know, because you got a little bit more swag or something like that. You know, because all these little office romances that go around are wanting to stand out to other people. If they see somebody coming in that look like they going to take the limelight, they hating on you.
They hate them. And it's black on black crime. See, that's why I don't understand. It's black on black crime. Because why is it that every woman on a job that looks nice and wears a nice, you know, suit when she come to work, why she got to be sleeping her way to the top? Why I hear women saying that all the time about other black women?
Because they couldn't get up to the top themselves.
Why is that? Why they got to be doing something like that? You know what I mean? I mean, every time I see it, I always hear, you got to watch her. She's so in with so-and-so. Why is she in with so-and-so? Why can't it be because she has the knowledge, the skill, the aptitude, the personality, the charisma to move up, then why can't she just move up?
Why can't she just move up?
And maybe if that individual stops hating on them, they might be able to come up themselves. If they spending too much energy, you know, karma is a must.
That's major right there.
You know what I'm saying? You keep putting it out there, you know what I'm saying? Hating on somebody else instead of being happy for them, especially if it's a sister, rejoice.
Exactly.
You know, we need as many people put in positions of power so that we can affect some change anyway.
You know, and I've heard people say, them little crabs saying things like, well, they act like they white or they talk like they white.
Oh man, that burns me up.
I mean, what is talking like you're white? So,
because you got to talk ghetto, because he's speaking in Ebonics 24/7 or whatever. It's a time and a place for everything.
Isn't it everything? Right. Here's my issue.
Everything.
Isn't it interesting when you in a meeting and you listen to a black person talk, and they start to speak, and it turns into something like somebody scratched a chalkboard. Because they are slaying up the English language in front of other folks of other persuasion.
Right.
Now, isn't that embarrassing?
That's very embarrassing.
So all we're saying about they act white is that they know how to talk.
Right.
So the sad reality is that black people think black folks should not know how to talk.
Or use big words.
Yeah. Right. Oh yeah. Can't use that word. Come on. That's the sad reality about the crab in the bucket in the corporate America. It's crazy. Yeah. And there's no need for that. We ought to be looking to support each other.
Yeah, we should. I've been in advertising, marketing, and sales for like years and years, and you talking about a competitive, cutthroat business. You know what I'm saying? Between working at TV station, radio, all that type of stuff. Man, it's competitive, cutthroat. As soon as you come in the door, they hating on you. Everybody, it's all a numbers game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the minute you start, hitting them numbers and getting them awards, presidents awards, and taking trips and everything, you start finding people trying to sabotage everything that you're doing the minute you're not there. Talking behind your back and everything. I mean, it's really crazy. And it's sad, and it's hard because you'll get to a point where you want to lay your hands on somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't mean to pray.
I know. I feel you.
Yeah.
I've been
and one thing about corporate America is, I've seen people, especially in corporate America and in the military, I see people that have reached the rank of E9s on the enlisted side and colonels, and they can't really go no higher. Black people now. But they won't reach back and get somebody.
Right.
They won't do it. Now, there's no way that I can become an E9 while you are E9. It doesn't even matter because you're going to move. You're going to make no more money. You got 3 more years, you got to get out.
Right.
So why not you help somebody? Because you done. You got 27 years, you got to go.
Yeah.
Right? You're an E9. You chief. You walking around, everybody bowing to you, chief.
Right.
But you're not helping the master sergeant become a chief.
Right.
Like, no. He got to get his like I got mine. But didn't God help you get yours so you can help somebody else get theirs?
And that's what they forget.
They what it is, they
where
hold
their
you
blessings
back.
came from.
Yeah, they forget that. Exactly, man. When it, I think there was a show I used to watch called Pass It On or something like that, where somebody would get blessed and they would always pass it on to somebody else.
It's called like Pay It Forward.
Pay It Forward. That's it. Yeah, Pay It Forward, and that's a great movie. And I think black folks need to watch that show.
Yeah, man.
And to get us out of that crab in the bucket mentality. When somebody bless you, pay it forward and bless somebody else.
Right.
Stop getting the can and sitting on the can. It's my can.
Right.
No. Pass it on to somebody else.
Or complaining. They say, a lot of times we'll get something and we just start complaining because we don't like the situation or the position that we're in.
Yeah.
And it's like a tree or a tree, that somebody plants that needs a lot of water. Right. If you plant that tree somewhere where there's not a lot of water, not a lot of irrigation or something like that, that tree is just stuck there. It's like a rock. It's just stuck.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? However, if you migrate over and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be like, a predator.
Right.
In the jungle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If there's no food, what does the predator do when it starts to dry up?
Right.
Yeah.
They change their situation by migrating to somewhere where, there's going to be more food.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? There's one, and they can be, if it's not food, maybe you migrate into a situation where you're going to be happy or you're going to just have more peace.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't sit and complain and pull somebody else down about your situation when it's a situation you can change and you refuse to do so.
Yeah. Why would you refuse to help somebody?
It's like somebody, you got 10 grand just sitting in the bank.
Yeah.
And the brother that lived next to you lost his job. All he needed is $60 to get some food.
Oh, watch out.
But you so stingy
with
what you got.
Yes.
You won't even give him $60. You won't even be concerned about it. So you hold that little money right there, not knowing that you could lose anything
quick,
in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And you'll be sitting in that same situation. I mean, reach out and just help somebody sometimes.
Yeah.
Just simply, and it don't have to be a lot. Just the simplest little things, you know. We don't do it all the time.
You gotta sing the rest.
Better play.
But you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta decide to do it. Because the crab mentality, it can creep into your personal life.
Yeah.
If not from corporate, then it goes into your social life.
Right. Right.
You know,
right.
you gotta keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
You know, if they get a Beamer, I gotta get a Beamer.
Right.
You know,
right.
if they get a 300 series, I gotta get a 500 series.
right.
Eat mayonnaise sandwiches when they get home.
Right. I can't afford an oil change.
Right.
But
I know my tires bald, but I'm in a bin.
But I'm in a bin. That's what I got. You know, that's crazy.
I just
to
can't
me.
drive when it's raining.
You know what I'm saying?
But when it's dry, I look good. I watch
crazy.
it every Sunday.
That's crazy.
Right.
It's that crazy mentality. I've seen it on some TV shows when one sister gets married. Everybody starts hating on her because she done found a good man.
Right.
And you can't find one. So now you got to tell all your dirt that's on her. And you ain't even got a man.
Right.
You know what I mean? She invited you to the wedding. You was in the bridesmaids and all that and groomsmen, and you talking about her.
Talking about it.
And, you know, and they think that's going to help you get one.
Ain't going to help her get
Yeah,
it.
you see what I mean?
She'll stay single.
You know,
Complaining, they hear that.
right.
What's going to happen?
Ain't nobody trying to hear that, man. You know, why do you become so prejudiced?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Crabs are always prejudiced. They don't want nobody to get what they got. You know, I like it this way and can't nobody else like it but the way I like it.
Right.
You know, that's a crazy crab in the bucket mentality, man. You know, I gotta dress like you. I know you dress the way you dress because you.
Because you're right.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, in that blue ugly suit. That's you.
My suit was not ugly.
That
It
was
was,
ugly
oh,
suit.
no,
Right.
it was a shiny blue
No, I said
tight bell bottom.
it was 65% probably.
Exactly.
I had some
Yeah,
other stuff
okay.
mixed in.
Anyway.
What was mixed in with
It was some rayon mixed in.
Well, that made it a little lighter.
Woo, that 35% rayon was really important.
35%.
Yeah.
Hey, you probably should have
know,
kept that to yourself.
You ever
Hey.
notice something about us as people? Africans can come over here
Right.
and do work. There'll be 20 Africans in a 1,300 square foot flat.
Yeah.
And they will drive a Mercedes.
Yep.
Right?
Right.
You know, it's amazing how they get
It might
Mercedes,
stink,
right?
but they'll
It
drive
might- but they'll drive it though. You're right about that. But they'll drive it, man.
place for a stick up. I'm just saying, it's a cultural thing. It's
Right.
all good. I love y'all though.
It's a cultural
It's
thing,
definitely
man.
cultural.
Nah.
And they
Hard,
work,
but it's
and they work, you know, and they will work for each other. Where I work at, there's a Nigerian that I work with. He's from Nigeria, and there's another friend of his that was sitting at another table apart from us, and we were having lunch. So one of the brothers was from Nigeria also. So he was sitting having lunch with a female from Nigeria. So then, after they finished eating, he came over to the table, introduced the female to him because they were from Nigeria.
Right.
Now, I ain't never seen new black people bring other black folks to my cube and say, hey, let me let you meet Bob.
Right.
Don't ever do that.
Not gonna happen.
I sound real white when I say that. Bob. Right?
You know that's how he is at the job.
Right.
They call him, hey Bobby. Yeah, Bill.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
What's going on?
Stop.
We playing today, Bill?
That's a good point.
Yeah, they do. They introduce each other.
Yeah.
And then they network. Next thing you know, she'll have an easy route to whatever promotion she's gonna get.
But you know what? They'll work hard though. Africans work hard. One of my best friends of 30 years, man, is African. He's from Zaire, from the Congo or whatever, and you know he doesn't smell. I just want to put that out there.
Put that out there.
Or whatever. But you know,
He's Americanized.
hey, I'm telling you, man, when we was coming up and everything, you know, even with everything I was involved in, he kind of helped keep me straight, you know, from a scholastic perspective, because he was like my equal, my competition.
Yeah.
So we would he constantly challenged me or whatever. So that kind of helped keep him. But he works hard, man. You know, I keep telling him to slow down. Actually, you know, that brother's still in school.
Still in school.
Wow, that's
trying to get it.
They do that.
Isn't that? Africans will go to school forever.
I don't care how old they are.
Yes, exactly.
They
You know what?
school.
I tell you what, black folks couldn't open a nail shop.
Right.
Nah, couldn't do it.
Because we be talking about everybody that come in a nail shop.
Yeah.
Right, first of all.
Yeah.
See, she thinks she's something else right there.
You
With her
are
nasty. You see her
something else.
feet? Right. You know, we
crusty
would spend that much
corns and
energy
bunions.
talking about folks.
Yeah.
Because I see it, my wife and daughter goes to certain beauty shops. And people in the beauty shop now, there's folks with natural hair. And then there's folks with getting the weaves in.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
and they looking at each other with envy.
Yeah.
Like who she thinks she is with natural hair, and who they think they are.
And natural hair is good
Yeah,
unless you
yeah.
scrappy and nappy.
She's scrappy nappy.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all right to have natural hair. Just
Yes.
comb it from time
to
to
time.
time.
Yeah,
You
yes,
know,
yes.
put a little something on it so
Make
it
sure
don't
no
look
bugs in it.
dry.
Yeah.
You know, because
yeah.
that's it. If your hair look like you've been doused in flour, it's
Right.
a problem.
It's a problem, a big problem.
You know?
But what happens is
Wintertime.
it's envy because the people with the weave wish they had the hair like the natural girls.
Right.
And the natural girls at one point talking about the folks with weave. Guess what?
Yeah.
Wasn't but a few months ago when they
They
had
had some weave
themselves.
in their head. Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's amazing how even in a boutique, you know, or in a salon, you see the same crab mentality.
Yeah.
You know, don't let somebody come through dressed nice.
Yeah.
Look at her. She
Right.
thinks she's
She
something.
thinks she cute.
What is that?
Because you can't
Yeah.
afford her purse.
Right.
Right, exactly. It's the same kind of mentality, man. And at some point, we got to make a decision to stop that from happening.
It bothers me how we just don't support even our black-owned businesses at all. You know,
Got a question for you. Wait, I got a question.
All right,
I got to speak on that now. Hold back. I got a question for you.
Say
So
it.
here's my question about that. Since you say support black-owned businesses,
Yeah.
what happens when you support black-owned
I'ma take this
businesses?
one. I'ma take this
right? and then they don't do none of what you wanted them to do. You buy something, you try to take it back because it didn't work.
Hello.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
You understand what I'm saying?
Go ahead.
I'm feeling you on that, Bob. Straight up.
right.
I always want to
telling you.
patronize,
Right.
you know, the black business, and I give you 2 shots.
Yeah.
Right.
I go the first time if it's horrible, whatever. I might even speak to the owner or the manager
Right.
and be like, "Look, these are some of the things that I recognize."
Right.
Or that I was experiencing or whatever. I just want to make you aware of.
Right,
Now,
right.
what you do with that information is totally up
Right,
to you.
right. I agree with that.
You know, before,
Right.
and I'll say that because I know that the next time that I come or patronize that particular establishment, if he ain't squared, at least start squaring away some of those issues.
Right.
I'm not coming back.
It's a
again.
wrap, yeah.
Right.
You know, I mean, we got to learn. If we're black people, we already have a certain perception that's out there.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Especially among other persuasions. So therefore, you're gonna have to work that much harder. You know, and be that much better than everybody else is out
Make
there.
your business successful.
You know, my catering
Right.
business when I ran it, even down to my business cards, man. You know what I'm saying? I made sure my business card was on the top flight paper. I spent some paper
Right.
just on my business card. I knew when I was out, if I'm passing my business card out to someone or whatever, they had to go back and refer to it or pass it along to somebody.
Yeah.
I didn't want no little rinky-dink Vista print card. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. Those work. I mean, those are fine for whatever you want to do, but I knew that I need to be projecting a certain image. I had my
Right,
website
right.
was projecting a certain image for my business.
Right.
You know?
And I guess it's good. I understand what both of y'all saying because I used to feel the same way. If it's black owned, I'm not going in there because I know they trifling somehow.
Right,
Somehow I'm gonna
right.
get ripped off, or somehow I'm not gonna get good customer
You don't get
service.
no- right.
That's where
We
you
ain't
know,
say we wasn't going in. We
Right.
said we was gonna go in.
At least one time.
Yeah, you trying to make us look like we on shop black.
That's not what I'm saying. I guess the part that bothers me is like Tommy Hilfiger would just blow up.
Hilfiger?
Whatever his name is. I want to say something else.
Right.
Yeah.
But I can't say it.
Don't say it.
Preschoolers maybe. But we will buy his clothes like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
But if
And
black,
he don't even like us.
right, he don't like us.
Right.
But when blacks come out with stuff, especially in the DC area,
Yeah.
when they came out with the FUBU, okay, they went on them.
Yeah.
You know, they if you wear FUBU up in this area, or you a Bama. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, wow.
Now I know that when that clothing line first came out, it wasn't the greatest
Sure.
stitching or whatever, when they brought it out. But they have enhanced it there because they probably took some criticism and they probably grew at that point. Right. But it seems like we will support other things. We make him feel night rich from Nike. Yes. But Stephon Marbury, who's like, I'm going to try to help at least the inner city kids with some shoes that make them cheaper.
Some Starberries.
Ain't nobody buying.
Ain't nobody buying because they don't cost enough.
Yeah, don't cost enough.
I'm like, what? That's some good shoes.
And that's all it comes down. If you put a high ticket price on it and say you only going to sell them joints in Neiman Marcus or something for a minute, then everybody say, "Oh, that's the joint to have."
That's the joint to have.
Exactly. But
again, that go back to what you saying, Bobby. Really, keeping up with the Joneses.
Keeping up with the Joneses, man.
Let me tell you something about the Joneses.
What you gonna tell me?
I'm gonna tell you.
Talk about the Joneses. You know the Joneses?
I'm gonna tell you about the Joneses. I got this movie at home called The Joneses. Right?
Yes.
And so what they did.
You weren't lying, huh? You really are talking about the Joneses.
It's what it is. It's this corporation. They put this family in this community. They're not a real family. Fake husband, wife, 2 kids, a boy and a girl.
I seen that joint. I know what you're talking about.
They put them in this community. They put them in a nice house, one of the biggest houses in the community. They gave them the nicest car. Put a nice swimming pool in the backyard. Gave them all the commodities, everything. So when the kids went to school, they had the best tennis shoes on. The girl went to school in a nice dress. And what it did was everybody else in the community started seeing what they had.
And start patronizing those stores.
And start patronizing the stores. It was a marketing tool.
Wow. Exactly.
Right. So they start buying those items. They would have meetings. They say, okay, we need to pick the sales up right here. So I need you to wear these tennis shoes to school. Wear them to the gym. He wear them to the gym. Where you get those from? Next you know, everybody in the school is wearing them. So what happened was, I'm going to have to tell the end of the story. I'm sorry if y'all hadn't seen it. But what happened was the next door neighbor who was trying to keep up with the Joneses, everything this dude got, he went and got. So he went and got a riding lawnmower because dude had a nice top of the line riding lawnmower.
John Deere.
Right? Right. So he went and got him a nice swimming pool put in. Right? Because homeboy had a nice swimming pool. But his wife started looking at the bills, started getting letters in the mail because the mortgage wasn't getting paid.
Wow.
Because he's trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Right.
So eventually what happened was he got in his lawnmower. When they came to take his house, he got in his lawnmower, he strapped chains to himself, and he drove in that swimming pool and killed himself because he lost everything trying to keep up with the Joneses. And that's the mentality that blacks have. You see, that burns me up because we want everything that's everybody else have that's expensive.
Yeah.
You know,
like your blue suit.
But what would happen to what would happen to corporate America? And you know what I mean when I say corporate America. If we started to patronize just black-owned businesses.
Oh, we
shut it down.
We shut it down.
We would shut it down.
We spend billions of dollars out there.
But the mentality is, I can't do that because the Joneses don't do that.
Right.
You see what I mean? Since the Joneses don't do it, then I'm not going to do it.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Everybody else not doing it.
Everybody else not doing it.
But I think what it's going to take, it's going to really take. Now everybody's been conditioned because there were some things that were put out there, and we felt like we could just, haphazardly put forth some effort there with our businesses, and we didn't put the same care into it, that was going to allow people to be satisfied and come back. And what it comes down to in any business, I don't care what field you're in, is customer service. At the end of the day, it's customer service.
Make it plain.
You can have a restaurant and the food's not good, but if the customer service is there, they will still come and patronize.
See, the only thing that keeps black barbers in business, I believe, is because only black barbers can cut black hair. But if you got some white barbers that learn to cut black hair, they would shut down black barbershops. Because when you go in the black barbershop and you go in the bathroom, you might be pissed all over the wall. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you can't find no napkins.
Or you can't go in because it smells. The stench is so bad. Why you got to go in the bathroom and piss all over the wall?
You know what I mean?
If it was your house, you wouldn't piss all over the floor.
Are you crazy? You go in the black barbershop, they don't clean the razor off. They just cut the next head with the same. It's just
I need to see something soaking in some barber salt.
But then when you go to
that little blue liquid in the jar sitting on the back.
Getting all infected. stuff.
But when you go to,
right.
you go to what I think they call it sports cuts or something like that, where it's white folks.
Right.
It ain't the bathroom clean.
Yeah.
The difference is the haircut costs you $30.
Right. Right. Yeah.
See the means?
Yeah.
So we gonna pay for that clean and that
Right.
quality.
Yeah.
But see, because black folks don't want to pay for that, so they'll just keep going to the black barbershop.
You know, I'm glad you said that, because one of the issues that I ran into with our people, you know, when having a catering business was, you know, and even selling advertising and all that other stuff, black folks always wanted the hookup.
Yes.
Oh,
Good
my
point.
God.
Good point.
Black folks always
Good
want the
point.
hookup.
Yes.
They always expect to pay less
Right.
to the brother man
Right.
and pay more to the other man.
Yes.
Right.
Good point.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
That's
the
what
truth.
used to tick
point.
me off, because I'm
Good
like,
point.
I would give a quote or something like that, you know, and I always did my research. I knew
Right.
where I was sitting amongst the caterers in the area,
Right.
and I knew my customer service was going to be better, you know,
Exactly.
with my company. You know what I'm saying? So if they came to me and I quoted them price or whatever, they was, you know, I would see people say. Now, I had somebody tell me one time, this is just real talk right here. I had somebody holler at me that was a friend of a friend, and they wanted me to do an event for them. They said, oh, we're looking at probably about 150 people.
Okay.
You know, they wanted, you know, no, they said 200 people. I'm sorry, 200 people. They wanted, you know, roast and with a carving station
okay.
and, you know, all kind of barbecue chicken, and they wanted more soul food, mac and cheese.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted some plank salmon
Right.
for everybody in there, or whatever.
wow,
You know,
okay.
so by the time I started trying to drop everything, you know, and I said, all right, well, I'm gonna get back with you, because you know I had a formula in my computer where I could tabulate everything.
How much
I knew
it cost.
I knew how much
Yeah.
meat and everything, you know, and I don't go to the grocery store to get it. You know what I'm saying? I get the farm raised roast, something that's gonna melt in your mouth once I
Yeah,
get
yeah,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
And I remember giving this dude a price, and he was like, now mind you, just on the back end alone, I was looking at spending probably close to $2,300.
Wow.
Just for the food. That's before any labor. That's before the time it takes me to order and shop and get stuff in, anything. That ain't counting, you know, getting somebody to work the carving station or, you know, on my staff or whatever case. You got to pay them. You know what I'm saying? Bartenders don't know. This cat said, oh, well, we wasn't really trying to pay more than $500.
What?
For 200 people? And I was sitting there, I was like, I said, the price I gave you was beyond fair. I gave you a price of $10. I gave him a price roughly that came to about $10, $50, $11 per head.
That ain't a hookup. That's a rip-off,
Man, what you talking about? And when you do, and a lot of times whenever I would do business with them, you know, if I had to start incorporating gratuity into my orders because black folks will not pay you. They'll be like, oh, everything was so great and such. They want to use you. Oh, yeah, we love you, da-da-da-da. And you sitting there with your money and you sitting there like waiting like, okay, this is what I charged you.
Right. Can I get my money?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think I deserve nothing?
Right.
Not nothing, not even the gas, the transport. So I started having to incorporate everything. Okay, you more than 20 miles away from me? Okay, there's a gas fee for every mile over there.
I'll tell you something that we did. We had I'm gonna say it real quick. We had a caterer come for my son's 14th birthday party. So brothers, and we said we're gonna get with this company because I was told by another brother that they was all right.
Right.
So I went ahead and told them we're gonna have hot dogs and we're gonna have hamburgers and chips, right?
Yeah.
And I want you to play some music on the side because that's what they did. Well, they had aluminum foil pans, right? Now I expected the foil that was on the top to be new. No, the foil is wrinkled up like it had wrinkled it and
You lying.
I ain't lying, man. I was like, what is this? My wife said, no, they gotta go. So we just didn't pay them nothing. We paid them like, get out of here. We paid them to leave. And that was it.
Yes.
So next thing I know, I'm firing the grill up.
Yeah.
Black folks, right?
That's terrible.
Trying to help black folks.
And that's terrible.
And look what I get.
Presentation is everything.
So guess what we did next time? We went to Famous Dave's and gave it to that white man at Famous Dave's, and everything was all point.
Was all
Had no problem, but that's black on black crime.
We gotta do better, man.
Gotta do better. And the only way
Why
we
you ain't call me, Bobby? Bobby, why you ain't call me?
it was a long time ago. All right, the only way we're gonna do better though is transfer referred to the ant mentality, right? Ant's mentality. And that mentality is the mentality of corporate collective work.
Right.
Everybody working together for the common good. And if black people will understand, it doesn't mean that you haphazardly go to black folks. But you do your due diligence. Check them out. Make sure they legit. You know what I mean? And then make sure that you do what you got to do so that when you order from them, that you get what you're supposed to get. And in an ant mentality, that is the proper way to do it. Because the ant isn't going to make the dash for the food unless there's a chance for him to get it.
That's right.
You see what I mean? Why? But why does the ant go for it? So he can help the colony. You see what I mean? So that's opposite of the crab mentality. You know, the ant mentality is, let me help you get to where you going so we all can eat. See, if there's enough pie for everybody, why I got to eat your slice?
That's right.
You see what I mean? Black folks want to eat your slice and get somebody else's slice when there's enough pie for everybody. You know what I mean? One thing about ants, the thing that we have to think about is everybody counts. Everybody counts, right? Everybody counts. You can't be greedy. You can't be selfish. Everybody counts, right? It's not like, you know, you ever see frats and sororities? Those are the only folks that help each other out in the black community. You got to be part of a frat, a Q, a Kappa, or Alpha, or Delta, or whatever. You can't. They help each other. But everybody that's not in there, they don't get no help. You see what I mean? We got to get away from that. We got to have the kind of mentality that we help each other, push toward each other, and share information. Right. Nothing wrong with sharing information. How did you get promoted? Tell me, so I can get promoted. Right. Each one teach one mentality. Right. Not I teach what I know. What I know, I ain't gonna tell you.
Oh, that's
represent Sons of Blood and Thunder.
Let me tell you why it's so funny to me, because people in church for years have said this. What God has for you
is for you.
Is for you.
That's right.
So if you really believe what God has for you is for you, why you got a problem helping somebody else?
Right.
Because what God gives them ain't for you. It's for them.
And you might need to look at it like you planting a seed, because you might need somebody to look out for you
down the road
at a certain situation to help get you over.
Yeah, because that person you help might let you know there's a ditch up there.
You
know, there's a hole in the ground. You know what I mean? There's a pothole in the road.
Yes, sir.
You know, sometimes, but we don't try to do that with each other. So then we got to change that mentality. We got to have a common intent. We got to support for survival. Right? Support for survival, meaning the reason why I'm helping you is because I want us both to make it.
Right.
I want us both to make it, so that when I see you in that blue polyester suit, 3-piece.
Why y'all keep going to my suit?
My suit. Yeah.
I was young.
Exactly. I got you.
If I knew you back then, brother, I would have hooked you up. I would hate to see you in a neon blue polyester rayon suit.
I bet you was sweating chocolate off your forehead.
I can't even begin to tell you.
Woo! Yeah, and what the ants don't do, the ants don't blow up your flaws. They cover your flaws. Right? The crab mentality, they blow up your flaws. He think he got it going on. He ain't that smart. He think because he got a master's degree, he's smarter than me. You don't have a degree. That means
but you know, still go back to school. Use it as motivation.
You can go back to school. Use it as motivation to go. Because I'm going to say to you, look how I went to school. Come on, man. Let's go get your bachelor's.
And then the other person with the degree shouldn't look down on you because you don't have one.
I'm like, man, let me help you out.
Come on.
I don't want you to be dumb.
Yes. And then sometimes you ever meet somebody that's got a little flaw in their game? Help them out. The ant does that. The ant helps out everybody to help the queen bee. They do what they got to do to help the queen bee.
I like the ant mentality. I want to help the queen bee.
Yeah, help the queen bee out, right?
And so, it's like when I'm because I do acting, you know, on the side as well. So when I'm acting, you know, I've been acting for a long time. When somebody comes in who may not have that type of experience, you know, acting. And I put them to the side and say, hey, you do this like this, or check this out. No, you do this like
Go ahead and hit that Denzel monologue.
Go ahead. I don't think so. I say, you know, I think the director like this. But I'm always
King Kong ain't got nothing on me.
I didn't see the spit flying.
Say it, don't spread.
But I'm always trying to help them because I want them to get better, you know. But there are some other cats who like, I got mine. I'm at the top of my game.
Yeah.
I don't want to help you because I'm afraid you might get better than me and you might surpass me. To me, that's just straight up trifling.
Straight up trifling, man.
You know?
Straight up trifling. And the real perspective is, and we've drawn it to a close, is, you know, you have to, in order to fight the crab mentality, you have to cast down imagination.
Yes.
That exalts itself against the knowledge of God.
You agree with that, Billy D?
Yeah.
I agree with it.
You have to cast it down.
Because
if you don't do that, then you become what people say you are.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You become what people say you are.
Yeah.
And you have to be real careful of that. Remember this also. During your journey to the top, remember that God brought you where you are.
That's right.
And promotion comes from God.
That's right.
So if you where you are, can't nobody take you from where you are.
Exactly.
So understand that. Just because folks talking about you, crabs are coming at you, they can't take you from where you are. So don't get focused on the crab, focus on getting to the top. Right? Know this, that the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord.
You're saying it good, boy.
And if somebody envies you, that means you headed in the right direction.
Right.
Because don't nobody envy nobody going nowhere.
That's right.
I might want to say that again. Don't nobody copy nobody going nowhere.
That's right.
But people copy people that are going somewhere, doing the right things, and they know that their steps are ordered by God. If you are having success, work harder. Be smarter. Than the mediocre crabs that's trying to pull you down.
Right.
So don't focus on them. Get out. But let me tell you something you have to always remember. That when a hand reaches back for you, let that hand pull you. Don't fight the hand that's trying to help you. Because if you got a crab mentality, you'll think they going to hurt you. That hand's going to hurt me. That hand's not here to help me. That hand's going to pull me back.
Yeah.
That's not that. He's not reaching back to help me. He's reaching back to smash me.
And I'll say this too to add to that, Bob. Don't be so proud that you can't take some help, some assistance. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just cause, especially if it's somebody that you already was looking at or hating on yourself.
Yes.
You know, some people just so much pride and ego, they're like, well, even though that person's trying to help me, I'm not going to take any assistance from them or any advice from them or any help from them. Why? Because I don't want them to feel like they did anything for me.
Yeah,
right.
That's a bad mentality.
That's a bad mentality.
Bad mentality. Yeah. Because you know what is interesting is that the crab that makes it out can't be seen by the crabs in the bucket.
True.
Think about that.
Yeah.
So go ahead and get out. Go ahead and push and make it out, despite the crabs in the bucket. You know, because remember what God has for you.
In the bucket.
Leave the crabs in the
wherever
bucket.
they at.
Yeah. So it's time to wrap things up.
On them.
It's time to wrap things up. Some Old Bay seasoning. Let me encourage you to share the show this week with some neighbors and friends. We know y'all been doing it, and I've been reading some of you guys are having listening parties and having cookouts, and we appreciate that.
Yeah.
We still ain't got no pictures loaded on the website.
Can we please?
Yeah.
Everybody asking us where the calendar at.
Where the pictures?
Where the pictures at?
Yeah.
But can't nobody upload a snapshot. You know what I mean? You can upload it. Email us. Give us an email address. Here's our address. It is menoffthecuff, one word, at yahoo.com.
Yeah.
Now go out to the website, post some good stuff in the guest book, leave a message. www.menoffthecuff.com. www.menoffthecuff.com. Like I said, sign the guest book. Holler at your boys. And before we go, Eric gonna tell you a little bit about a contest that we've been running for a minute. Been getting these winners, but they ain't hollering back at us. So we might have to go to dinner by ourselves.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Go ahead,
thinking.
hit him up, Eric.
All right,
I'm
check it
hungry
out. If you would like to have an opportunity to win an off-the-cuff prize pack, you must be a follower of the show. Now, you got to go to the Spreaker website, download the app to your cell phone,
Spreaker.
register with your email address, and then select the button to become a follower of the show. That is Spreaker, not Speaker. Now, I know you're wondering, what do I win?
Yes.
That's a powerful question.
Is that
I'm gonna
powerful?
tell you. It's powerful.
Talk to us.
If you are selected as one of the weekly winners, you will win an off-the-cuff window decal,
What?
an off-the-cuff pen and notepad.
I got one of those.
An off-the-cuff show wristband. LeBron need one of those because he about to lose.
Yes.
And an
I ain't like that.
That
I
was
ain't like
low
that.
blow.
I ain't like that.
MP3 player that comes with the built-in camera so he can watch the Celtics celebrate. But listen, you have to be a follower of the show to qualify for the weekly drawing.
I'm about to throw this coffee at you.
Now, my man Lil Chad here is going to tell you about the grand prize drawing that will take place August 5th, 2012.
That's
Chad,
right.
would you please?
Yeah,
take it
I
away?
will if you quit talking about the Heat getting ready to lose. I'm saying. Now, the grand prize winner will be selected from our pool of weekly winners that are chosen
headband is like way back
every
here.
week through July 12th. The grand prize winner will win dinner with the men of Off the Cuff. That will be paid for by Eric, since he got all this to say, and he or she will have an opportunity to ask any type of questions, relationship questions at that time. But that's not all. You're also going to win this Android tablet that you can take with you anywhere. That's where you don't miss any of the shows. And I know y'all like that, right? Because you're not trying to miss no shows. You know, you can have that tablet wherever plugged into a speaker system at that cookout.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes,
work
sir.
it out.
Yes, sir.
You know, but just we added $150 Visa gift card.
I gotta win that.
Now you want to have that because I mean, if we drawing in July, you know that's gonna set somebody up.
Yeah, it's gonna set
you know, it's gonna be
somebody up.
time to start back school shopping and things that nature.
Yeah.
Y'all want to get that.
Yeah,
you know. Now that's off the cuff, right?
It's off the
Can I
cuff.
get that? That's off the cuff from
That's
everybody.
That's off the cuff.
All right, you'll have your picture taken with the men of Off the Cuff.
Watch out.
And that picture will be posted on the website since y'all won't send none.
Yeah.
You know, and we will mail you an autographed copy of that picture as well for your very own keepsake. Now that's how
I like that. And listen, we got a winner, man. We got a draw for the winner. Yeah, I drew while you was reading your little thing over there. And the winner is
Here it is.
Virgilio Baker.
You said Virgilio with a
Verb
V.
with a V.
Virgilio.
Virgilio. Virgil Baker. Virgilio Baker.
Baker.
Yeah, that's an interesting name.
Yeah,
That's
very
interesting.
Yeah,
name.
Virgilio Baker.
Was your mama mad?
That's who. I don't know.
Virgilio.
Good.
Okay.
Well, listen, man, it's time for us to roll out here at the OTC University. Yeah. So me and the crew are signing off. So until next week.
Meet us back here at the same place, same time.
Well, we keep it real.
Yes.
God loves it.
Yes.
And we out.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.
Off the cuff, yeah. Off the cuff, yeah. It's off the cuff, 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 yeah. It's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, it's off the cuff, yeah.
This is God ordained. Get in position, cause we on a mission, fulfilling this vision, releasing contention in this God we praise. The one who keeps us from falling, receiving this faultless. Who that man is awesome. You see, it's every day we celebrate. Right now it's time for us to elevate. So get your hands up, cause I'm saying it's great. And see, they call it off the cuff because we tailor-made.
Off the cuff, yeah.